Hi, my name's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a fun, bright spring summer eye look while I'm using this e.l.f. Eyeshadow palette right here. This hard candy eyeshadow also in the color Trip, and this fun bright blue sky high mascara. If you wouldn't believe this is my third time filming this. Because one, I didn't like the look. The second time, I also didn't like the look. So, third time's the charm. Let's get started, finally. So, cross our fingers. I get it this time, and I don't have to refilm this for the fourth time because I don't know if I have that in me today. So I have already primed my skin. I will be doing my skin off camera and then coming back with the finished look and everything. But first I am going to this palette. There we go. I'm going to use this palette here. And this is the third time I'm doing this part. Alright. I'm going to take this color right here. It's like the third color in this palette. This palette does not have really a name. And no names for each shadow. So I'm going to kind of just apply this here. I don't have work today, so I'm going to have some fun with my eye look. I like to try to push myself to step out of my box every now and then than just doing a regular, my neutral go-to eye look. There's nothing wrong with those. Those are why they're called my go-to. It's just sometimes I'm like, let's try something a little different today. I have another cool eye look in mind for another video that I'm going to do. Now I'm in like the 5th shadow here. There's another look I want to do. I kind of did it already before and I really liked it, so I'd like to do it on camera to show y'all. So I feel like, up here in Seattle, everything's always usually a little dark, dismal, and I like to kind of just play into how the weather is that day. So now it's beautiful and sunny, and I want to kind of lean into that. Alright, so what I learned for this product, the last 2 times I tried to do this video, this dries pretty fast. It also is not super pigmented when putting it on. I mean, it's only $5. To do a wing with it, it wasn't that great. It was very sheer. To do a look all over the eye, I needed to work fast because it does dry out and then it gets very patchy. So if you're wanting to really lean into this color and play a lot with this color type of look, I would get the About Face eye paints. They're on sale every now and then at Ulta, but also they're only $12. Yes, it's more expensive than these, but also you'll get a lot better quality product. So, but this, I'm saying this is just good for a eyeshadow primer that you kind of want to lean into the yellow. So I'm going to put it on this palette right here. Just kind of scrape it off. But this is what I'm going to use it for, because the last 2 ways of me trying to use it just was not working out at all. So you know what? I accept defeat. I'll try it a different way. So I'm just going to take these little Wet n Wild eyeshadow brushes. They're super cheap. They're like $2. I use these a lot with my creams. And I don't mind. They're going to get really messed up with the creams and me scrubbing it and everything. That they're cheap. I'll just every couple years just buy a new one. So I'm just putting it flat on here and I'm going to kind of just press it on my lid. I really like this color. It's a super pretty bright yellowy. I like the name. I think they picked out a really good name. Trip. Like tripping on acid probably. That's what I'm guessing it's referring to, because it is a very acidy, yellowy color. I mean, it looks good on camera, but whenever you look up close, it's pretty sheer and a little on the patchy side. But it also is a very bright yellow. This is really patchy right here. But it's wanting to, you know, crease, but that's fine. This is what I'm going to use it for, is a base. So now I am going to take this yellow in here on a flat brush. Which one do I want to use? Let's use this one, something a little fluffier, flat. And I am going to first push my finger over this yellow to try to bring out any creases, but it's like creased up pretty bad on this one. So what I'm going to do is tap over with this yellow, because a little bit of sparkle and a shadow really does help out. So I'm putting this here over top, pretty much the inner corner to the middle of the eye. And I'm just going to bring this up here too to kind of blend that into that other color that I use in the same palette. But nice and bright. Now it's like a really pretty bright yellow. Now I'm going to I could just flip this brush to the other side. So this is the yellow on this side. I'm going to use a different color on this side. And I think I'm going to go into probably this. I dropped it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I think I'm going to go into, I don't know if I want to bring that yellow all the way across. I think I'm going to go into that first color we used. I'm going to go in that. I'm going to put it on the outer portion here. So I still have that yellow is still going to be, you know, peeking through. It's just going to kind of tone that yellow just a little bit, more of a peachier tone. Yeah. So you still have the brightness of that yellow underneath, but I just set it and toned it with that first color I used on the inner corner here, and I'm just putting it on the outer corner, setting that yellow because that yellow will crease, and just adding a little bit of dimension to that. It's really pretty. I think I'm going to go in with my finger for this yellow, and I'm going to kind of just tap it right there just to intensify it just at that little corner area. It's a nice, pretty, bright eye. All right, now I'm going to go off camera. I am going to do my base, everything, and I'll of course list everything down below what I'm using. And then I'll come back to finish up the eye, the lower lash line, and of course that mascara. So it's only going to be a few seconds for you, but probably about 15 minutes for me. All right, I'm back. So I have my complexion all done, and I did my lips too, and I'll list everything below like I said earlier what I used. But I did on my lips, I kind of wanted to lean in on this like beautiful summer look. So I used of course the lifter liner, but I use the color Out of Line, so it's a pretty pink. And then I have this Tower 28 gloss, which for what my dog's my dog's right here laying down. He's moving in my curtains. In the color called Fire. So when I ordered it online, it didn't seem that orangey, or I don't know what I was thinking. But when I got it, I was like, what in the world am I going to do with this? How am I going to make this work? You can't tell it's orange. It warmed up the lips a little bit, yeah. But that's what I was hoping for. So this pink and this is what's on my lips. On my cheeks, which I might bring into the eye look, because I usually like to try to like bring my blush into my eye look unless it's pretty much the same color. But I use this e.l.f. Blush in Always Crushing. It's a really pretty pink. I don't like cool tone pinks, like super cool tones. So this is kind of like a nice, just a nice, really pretty, about neutrally pink. So I used that on my cheeks. Now let's finish up the lower lash line. So I am going to use that first color again. I love this little, no, this is not the brush. Sorry. Where is that? Oh, it's this little dome shaped brush. I really like it. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that orangey right here, that brighter orange. That's what I put on my outer corner here over that yellow. But I'm just going to take it and I'm going to press it into my lash line. Press it. Because since I already have my base on, and I know this is a little bit of a shadow that kind of, this eyeshadow palette does have a little bit of a fallout, which I'm fine with. It's just, it is what it is. I like to press it so I'm not having to clean up orange. That's so pretty. And I'm going to kind of just walk that just on this outer, just make sure it's all kind of like all connected. Now I am going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to do the yellow, or no, I'm going to do this like peachy, orangey. I'm going to leave the yellow for the top. So I'm going to use that peachy. I'm also press that again, and since it is like a shimmer, it's gonna do a nice kind of like glide into that yellow that's a little bit right here in my inner corner, and then push that into that orange I put down. Shadow in my eye. All right, I'm gonna do the same on this eye. Super pretty, because I don't want it to take away. I'm going to use that blue mascara. I don't want it to take away from that blue, so it's just a soft, kind of bring that in. But I am going to use a eyeliner because I just have to. But I think I'm going to use this Colfie one. It's about done. Yeah, it's about done. I got this in the Sephora Favorites. It is not a long-lasting liner for like the waterline, but it is a lighter brown than my regular matte brown that I use. This one's just a little lighter. So I'm gonna just add this to my lash line. And I'm gonna curl my lashes now because I don't like to put on a liner then curl, because I always find no matter what, that liner or whatever it is that's more of a tacky comes off of my eyelash curler. So I'll curl my lashes. I do about 20 pumps on the lash line and then drag it up my lashes a little bit and do about 10 pumps. Nothing crazy, nothing too hard. Ow, I squeezed it. I got cocky. 2, 3. Whew. All right, so now I am going to just add this just on my lash line right here, just to give it a little something else, a little contrast, a little depth, just right there. I always find I have to add some kind of depth somewhere. There we go. And then I am going to need I'm going to use my regular brown for my waterline underneath my lashes because that Kofi one does not last at all. And I will bring this across. All right, now time for the blue mascara. All right, I just opened it, so I always kind of give the, wow, that's blue. I always, you know, I don't really like to make judgment on a mascara right away, but I mean, this mascara has so much hype that it's probably amazing. But remember, I am missing some lashes right here. They're growing back. Wow, I touched my lashes. They're growing back in. It's just taking them a while. They all decided to fall out in one spot, but I didn't want to put off this video anymore. Alright. I'm sorry if y'all can hear the trucks driving by. I live on a pretty busy road. Alright. So, I mean, I see the blue. It's just not as blue as I thought it was going to be, which might be good. Maybe it just needs to dry out a bit. Well, let's not judge on this eye. This eyelashes are not great. I have family photos on Sunday, and I know I wear a lash anyway for photos. Like if it's a special occasion and it comes with photos, I will wear lashes just to help so they show up in the photos. But regular day-to-day, I do not like putting on lashes. It's just one more thing I gotta worry about if they look good, if they're falling off or anything like that. Alright, the blue's showing up more. It is. Not so much on camera. I have a screen behind my phone. I film on my phone. And I can't really see the blue there, but in person, I can see the blue. Maybe it's just like it needs to really build up. Alright, it's really building up now. My husband's gonna come home and be like, is your lashes blue? And be like, yep, they're blue. I think this will be really pretty once all my lashes come in. And I think I would really like to do this mascara with like a blue liner. And then a like electric blue liner. And then, you know, just a really pretty sheer like sparkle on the eye. I think that would be really pretty. But look at me now. I like the blue. Well, like in more of these dang lashes would grow back in. Look at that. Come on. Oh well. My best mascara right now to use is something that gives the fullness and the big, thick, just to try to hide that spot. But it's pretty. I really like it. Now I think I'm going to take this blush, and I want this little small like brush right here. I don't know. I love incorporating my blush into my eye look somehow. I think I'm gonna use it like right here. Kind of just smoke out underneath that orange just a bit. Just to kind of just bring up a little bit of pink. Then I'm gonna put it out here. Since I have my blush on, it's kind of it's soft. And just kind of smoke that out. Dang it, really wish this lash would grow in. I mean, I could see them. They're almost back. I'm not using lash serums. I used them once and in like different brands, and it made my lash line, like, for a while it was fine, lashes were growing, but then all of a sudden it was itching so bad, and I was like, I gotta stop. And then of course I got LASIK eye surgery, and I'm not taking any chances on that. I paid too much for these bad boys, you know. I like being able to see. But I think that's the look today. I feel very summery. We'll see what the kids stare at me when I pick up my son today, because I always get looks whenever I film. I usually get a look from the, like, they're not teachers, but I don't know, they might be teachers, for the after school care. I usually get some kind of like, because they don't know that I do this. And then the little girls, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, it's pretty, but if I do a dark, like, cool, moody eye, they're like, like, why is she? So maybe they'll like this look better. But I think that's everything. I had a fun time doing this look, even though I guess third time was the charm. But I really like it. So I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Enjoy spring. This will probably go up in about a month or so, depending on, you know, how many videos I've shot and getting those out first. But y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment, say hi, and I'll see you next time. Bye.